How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of G5 Higher Purpose Gaming. I'm your host, Hotel Charlie Hill, and it's late, but I feel like jumping back into some comic book reading, some more Aliens following the last series, book 2. We're gonna go to Earth War, the next series in the ongoing saga of the Aliens universe. And if you weren't here last time, you saw that Ripley reunited with Newt and Hicks. So that's cool. I would have been on earlier, but my gosh, something retarded was happening with a site that I have. And I was just trying to make everything work again. I don't even know if it's going to work properly. I don't care. Anyways, it's just so frustrating. But here we are. And I think my mic's sounding good now, so you can tell me in the chat if everything's working. Should be. I had to change my buffer rates. Apparently I wasn't sending the right amount of information or something. I don't know. Anyways, here we go. Without further ado, how come this isn't capturing the whole huh. Sorry, I'm just trying to transform to fit to screen. That should be better. I wonder if that's changed how everything's gonna work for my gaming. I don't know. Oh well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to when we get some gaming going on. All right, Aliens, Earth War. Quick sip of water, and then we'll jump in. Yo, what's up there, viewer? Let me know if the chat is popping and crackling, or my mic, because I was having issues before. It should be all better now. All right, here we go. Boom. Nice and wide. Mark Verheiden. So yeah, it's the same guy that's been writing all the other ones. We just got some different artists now, so nice and fresh. This was written back in 1990. I actually bought one of these episodes when I was a little kid. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Planet LE 426, Acheron, terraforming colony. Oh, this is Newt. When I was young, I knew a little girl. Wait a second. Anyways, I knew a little girl named Rebecca. Her friends called her Newt. She had a doll named Casey. The two would stare for hours as man-made storms battered their tiny settlement. The adult colonists found their new environment cruel and unrelenting, but the little girl had known nothing else. To her, the planet was home. She only wanted what all children wanted: the warmth and security of family, the human connectedness that comes from belonging. What she got was a nightmare without end. No! All right. As the demons raged, Rebecca sought shelter in the cold steel maze beneath the planet's surface. She listened for the screams, and when they died, she listened for them. She wasn't mature enough to understand the true horror of her situation. Perhaps that was all that saved her. Then one day, there was a new sound: rescue. To the child's eye, the soldiers were as frightening as the monsters, with the exception of a corporal named Hicks and a civilian observer they called Ripley. Honey, it's okay. She wasn't like the others. She understood. Out of the Marines, only Hicks survived, if you could call what happened to him survival. Ah! Alien blood could burn through steel. Imagine what it could do to a man's face. Through it all, Ripley was there for the little girl. And in the end, she prevailed. Ooh, look at that ghastly helmet down there. We had 3 viewers and they just disappeared. I mean, like, come on, man. What more can you ask for? This is incredible stuff. The last thing Rebecca could remember was Ripley's face, comforting her as they prepared for the long trip home. Are we going to sleep all the way home? All the way home. Can we dream? Yes, honey. I think we both can. She trusted her. When the little girl awoke, she learned the meaning of betrayal. Ripley! Where's Ripley? Gateway Medical Facility. Rebecca died. A frightened, lonely survivor named Newt took her place. Gateway Medical Facility, Earth Orbit Platform. Years of pain, of being alone, the little girl grew older and came to hate Ripley. She grew up alone, a prisoner of her nightmares. If it weren't for Hicks, she would have died in that hospital. You rescued me from the aliens and then you abandoned me. Cripes, Ripley, after all these years, why did you have to come back? I don't owe you anything, Newt. I did my job. Whatever happened after wasn't my... You're a liar! I want an answer. I have to know why. You think I wanted to leave you? I didn't have any choice. I watched you as you fell asleep. Then I went to find my own peace. It was over. We were going home. So these are all written before Alien 3, the movie, came out. So that's why Hicks and Newt aren't completely eviscerated by aliens. But yeah, so we're going to find out what they wrote could have happened. For the first time since it had started, I could dream of life, beginnings. That was all they were, dreams. Just coming out of it. How long? About 3 days. You'll start feeling better once. What the heck do you mean, 3 days? Travel time to Earth is weeks. Still is. Your mission's not over yet. You buggers. You miserable buggers. The government decided one ship just wasn't enough. Sent you to make sure the job got done. Why the heck are you here, Captain Hankerson? We've been analyzing Soloco's transmissions from the time you entered planetary orbit. You're getting to be an expert on LV-426. Yeah, through attrition. Not that it matters. The terraforming reactor went critical and dusted the place just after, hardly, the facility's history. But that's a corporate insurance problem. We're interested in something else. Dallas? Parker? Kane? Names mean anything to you? You know they do. They were the crew of my first ship, the Nostromo. We picked up what we thought was a distress signal from LV-426. After landing, Dallas, Kane, and Lambert went out to investigate, and it started. If you haven't seen the movie Alien, or you didn't see Alien: An Illustrated Story, the very first Alien stream I did earlier this week, the VODs might still be on Twitch, definitely going to be kept on YouTube for as long as, who knows. Per the corporation, all tapes were lost after you self-destructed the Nostromo. I've got something to show you. Click. What the? That's from Kane's helmet camera when we did our preliminary recon on the derelict ship. All the corporate bullcrap about no proof. Jeez, Earth's known the truth about the creatures from the start. Does that surprise you? No, I suppose it doesn't. The inboard suit recorders logged everything. The Nostromo's android dumped the data into the escape pod's computer long before you slagged him and blew the main ship. We assumed this creature was incubating the alien spore when it died. Command believes it was some sort of navigator or pilot. But it's just dead, like Dallas, Kane, and the rest of them. Did you wake me up for my advice? It's real simple. If Acheron's still intact, if any of those things are still alive, drop a nuke and waste them. See, I know how this ends. they all die. They're monsters, they're just animals. But this creature represents sentient life, capable of navigation, construction. Those animals put your sentient life out of business, Captain, the same way they destroyed the Nostromo, your Marines, and the colonists on Acheron. I managed to pull a partial translation of that alien signal before everything went to hell. It was no distress signal. It was a warning. I'm gonna make it easy for you. This is a scientific expedition, that's all. And I need a guide. Hey there, viewer. If you could tell me if the audio is good, if my mic's popping and crackling, I'd love to hear. I think everything should be good. I changed my buffer settings in my processor, so it should be good. Sure. And what's the bribe this time, Captain? Reinstatement? Back pay? I'm never going back. Discussion over. You're acting like you have a choice. Geez, do you think you can threaten me after everything I've been through? Threaten? No. But I'm going to have reliable first-person information on this mission. And if you're unwilling, I can always wake up the corporal or the little girl. I'd seen Hankerson's kind before, full of the mindless bravado that comes from ignorance. The Marines set the Soloco's automatic guidance systems for Earth and gave me an hour to prepare for their darn mission. I spent those last minutes with you. Don't you see, Newt? I would have done anything to protect you. Play along with Hankerson's expedition? Return to face those things? Time's up. Let's go. Even leave you. Hankerson's Marines were so much like the others. I didn't want to get close to them. I knew they were going to die. I love their outfits. They don't even look like Marines at all. It's ridiculous. Excuse me, miss. You sure you know how to handle that? Oh my gosh, her pulse rifle's like twice as big as they used to be. Regulation Duchamp blaster, 500 round mag with 2 inboard clips, medium recoil, piss poor at distance, but a real mother up close. I think I can manage. I knew what they were thinking. The Marines on the Sulaco died because they messed up, but their team was better than that. Tougher, meaner. I want everyone down and buckled. Separation in 2 minutes. The first squad felt the same way about the crew of the Nostromo. Our almighty technology lulled us into believing we were somehow superior to the alien, like guns and machines mean a darn thing to the monsters, like anything does. Settle in, we're hitting atmosphere. You don't think much of us, do you, Ripley? Doesn't matter what I think. If it did, we wouldn't be here. Cripes. It's a simple in and out. A science probe. We'll run a preliminary recon, pop off some high-def laser images, then trot back to the APC before your creatures know what... Get serious, Tully. You think they sent you out here for a few snapshots? Well, what do you care? You're following orders. Hauling those things back to Earth is just another job. And when it's over, when they've won, what are your precious regulations going to mean then? Gear down, let's do it. Don't preach to me, Ripley. I didn't volunteer for this mission, and I'm not one of your faceless, stupid grunts. Glad to hear it. Maybe you'll get the chance to prove it. Hankerson stayed with the lander while I rode with the Marines in the APC. Smart officer knows when to delegate. When it came to facing the alien, Hankerson was a very bright boy. The Marines were still dealing with the mission on their terms, equating it to their lock and load drills back on Earth. As soon as they saw it, they began to understand. Good God! They could feel the things waiting. The shockwave from Ripley's barbecue kicked the crap out of this thing. It's playing hell with communications. We're losing contact with the lander's main relay board. Hankerson wanted me to stay with the APC while the grunts pulled point. Evidently, I wasn't expendable yet. Command believes there may be transferable navigational data aboard the alien craft. If it's here, we are to secure it. The primary objective is even easier. They want a living specimen of the alien brought back for study. Son of a... Ripley was right. Yeah, the more I hear, the less I... like it. Oh, jeez. Movement 50 yards. Ripley, talk to me, darn it. Some of them must have survived the explosion and returned to the derelict. Don't push it, Sergeant. You're safer outside on open ground. This is Ankerson. You will not evacuate until I give Ripley's tactical advice. I am in command of this. We're losing the ladder's signal, but I think you get the drift. Let's make this quick and painless. 40 yards closing. Darn it, Sergeant. They know you're there. You've got to get away from... Ah! Masters, are you... Can't move. My legs can't. It started slowly. An electromagnetic synthesis. I can't pretend to understand. Oh, God. The Marine must have triggered some sort of power source inside the alien vessel. It followed his life support signal like an electronic snake entering the APC's communications deck. It was more than simple energy. It was an intuitive living force. It took control of the APC systems, reprogramming the tractor's smart computers to understand a new language. What in... The readouts flickered with a litany of indecipherable information, all that was left of the dead pilot's mind. Wow, that's weird. Our machines used screens and visual readouts to deliver data. The derelict's computers went straight to the source. It spoke to me. Only! Ripley! What the heck's going on down there? It was the rest of the distress signal I'd picked up aboard the Nostromo, except this time I could understand. I saw telemetry, information, star charts, tangential reference points. Then I saw her. I felt her strength, her utter supremacy. We assumed the alien infestations were sporadic, arbitrary, that they bred wherever convenient, like some horrible cancers. We were wrong. They move with purpose. The pilot of the derelict ship had discovered the aliens' genesis, the source of their powers. She's calling her children back to her. Weird. They're definitely taking some artistic liberties. 10 yards! Darn it, Sergeant! They're almost on top of us! Masters, give me your hand, I'll pull you! Huh? Oh my gosh, what a clown. Concentrate your fire, darn it! The hole's already! Yo, thanks for the follow there, TLC83. Thanks for the host, too. That's awesome, man. 83, that was a good year. Almost as good as 81. Son of a gun! They're everywhere! Get down! No! Suddenly it stopped. I felt the alien images drifting away, leaving only a piercing, hollow roar. Ah! The residual hum of the dead one's last warning. I knew. Ripley, I can't bring up the squad. The signal's being jammed by... What's wrong with you? It wasn't intended for us. We intercepted the message. It was an accident. It was... What did you see? Course trajectories, star fields, the alien's genesis, a mother's desire. This is better than I ever dreamed. Do you have any idea what your information is worth? Once we get back to the Harrison, we'll transmit the coordinates back to Earth. They'll have a ship armed and ready within hours. Wait, what about the squad? They were dead before we touched ground. The corporation's genetics team thought we might be able to use them to breed specimens, but that doesn't matter any. Ugh! Matters to me, you little turd. The others are dead. Join the club. Corporation was filled with men like Hankerson. If they found a way to control the alien, it was only a matter of time before they unleashed the thing on Earth. Punch up the Harrison's coordinates, then lock on the APC's fuel system. Let's get the heck out of here. I had seen what the corporation would do to retrieve one of the creatures. Imagine what they would do to track an entire planet. We detonated the APC from orbit, terminating the last of the corporation's specimens. It would take weeks for a second military vessel to reach Acheron, but it would come. Sooner or later, they would piece together what happened. Sooner or later, they'd come for me. Everything was so complicated. I kept thinking of you, Newt, but I couldn't forget Hankerson's mission, or the idea of those alien things on Earth. The three of us disappeared, losing ourselves in one of the outer colonies. I prayed the corporation would never find their precious specimen. But of course they did. So much for prayers. So you've come back to save us. And how the heck are you going to do that? Oh, that's Hicks. By going to Ripley's Genesis world and using the alien the way it's been using us. Then blowing the ugly buggers straight to hell. And just in case you guys like reading letters to the editor, here they are. You can always pause this. I think this stuff's interesting, but it's just generally too much to read for a stream. I probably won't go back and read it either. All right. Issue 2. Aliens Earth War. Not bad cover art, gotta say. What the heck? Is there a little mouth inside the mouth that protrudes? I've never seen that before. At night, I just want to sleep, to forget. But at night, I'm 6 years old. At night, I'm still the little girl they call Newt. I return to the planet Acheron, to the hell of my youth. The alien took me from Ripley and pulled me into its nest. In truth, Ripley came back for me. But in the cold remnant of my dreams, she never comes. It's always the same. The alien honors me with its seed, with its darkness, and suddenly I am part of something magnificent and powerful, something that transcends human weakness. Oh my gosh. Wow, how pathetic. That's when I see her. She's not of Acheron. She's not of any world. She takes root where it serves her, spreading her progeny like some malignant disease. By night, she is the monster that consumes me. By day, she is the one who waits for me. Daddy, are we gonna die? Come on, darn it. We all die someday, honey. It's the way of things. But it's different now, isn't it? I don't believe this midsummer and it's 30 degrees. Oh, I don't believe this midsummer and it's 30 degrees. What the heck's going on? It's all different, Amy. I wish you could have seen it before when when she was still... I don't know why we bother. There's nobody left, nobody to see. I still see Mommy when I sleep. Oh, I still see Mommy when I sleep. She tells me to be a good girl. She tells me she loves me. Only a matter of time before those things kill us. Or breed us, like those other poor buggers. I'll breed my darn brains into a wall before I let them touch me. Sometimes I think I've been bad, and that's why the monsters came. That's why they took Mommy from us. Amy, no. Ben, give me a hand. Great world, isn't it? The automatics will probably hum right into the next century. Too bad none of us will be around to enjoy it. Darn it, Paul. Not now. What do you mean, not now? You think if we ignore them, they'll just go away? Look around you, man. This isn't Earth anymore. It's a new world. Their world. That's enough.
What do you want me to say? You're right? It's over? Here, look at it. 3 shots left. I know what we're up against. I know our chances. Why don't you use it? If there's a hell, it can't be any worse than this. Oh, that's not true. I can't. There's a reason why we're here. A reason those things haven't taken us. Someone's out there. I can feel it. Excuse me. You asked to be notified if we started receiving over Earthsat 19. Don't ask me how, but we're picking up some sort of pre-record from an Earthside switching station. I'll be right there. Somehow I knew she was still alive. Auto scanner picked it up. I quit tracking them days ago. We must have found a way to tap into the ground relays. Somebody down there really wants to talk. We'd never met, but I knew her, knew what she was thinking, what she was feeling. I knew the shrill sound of her screams. They're using the underground to move freely beneath the city. The tunnels and grids are still here, but changed, transformed. We tried staying above ground, but so many have been taken by the alien. They identify with the creatures, hunting us to appease their new master. Much of what occurred on Ashron has become a blur. Time softened the memory into a swirl of blood and shadow. It's difficult to be sure, but the tunnels appear to converge into a central locus, like spokes on a wheel. The innocence of youth is both a strength and a weakness. We're coming closer to the hub. There are more bodies now, fused into the walls like mad sculptures. There's time to heal, but you have the same long years to remember, to dream. I used to wonder why they reclaimed themselves, filled their world with the decay of death. Then I realized they're immersed in death. They surround themselves with it. Perhaps that's terrible. Perhaps that terrible, sheer finality is the only thing they truly understand. Jeez, Paul, do you hear that? Oh my gosh. We heard stories from other cities about the alien breeders. Dozens were found and destroyed back when we still had hope, but they said the creatures bred in isolation to protect the nascent eggs. This one's exposed in the open as if she's waiting for something. Let's move back into the tunnels. I don't like the... No! Danny! Get him off of me! She wants you. She wants to touch you. Oh, get him off of me! Look at it. Look what it's become. So beautiful. So... oh gosh, help me! Help! Meow! 3 shots. Oh. 3 shots? The daddy said 3 shots. Go away. Just leave us alone. They had to have heard the shots. Let's go. Gosh, no, not again. Not again. I wanted to steal a ship, a transport, anything. Where is it? I couldn't bear to watch it happen again. But I knew the child's only hope was Ripley's way. It was the only hope for any of us. Everyone I've ever loved has been taken by the alien. Not this time. Jeez, Ripley, I can't believe you're serious. You want us put back into space because of some darn dream? It's more than a dream, Hicks. She's real. So what if she is? I've had enough of your suicide missions. What's that supposed to mean? I'm talking about those things. We've been lucky so far. That's bound to run out. Keep pushing and we'll all end up dead. Or worse. You're scared. We're all scared, Ripley. You know what the alien can do? That doesn't scare you? Not as much as knowing they're still out there, and there's something we can do to stop them. None of us will know any peace until it's over. So now you want to take the offensive. What's happened to you, Ripley? Remember Acheron? Nuke it from space? It's the only way to be sure. Earth's gone, overrun by those dang things. What's changed? Nothing. Everything. I spent the last 15 years seeing her, feeling her, hoping the visions would stop. What about you, Newt? Are you buying into Ripley's nightmare? I don't have any choice. This isn't about me anymore. We should be finished by tonight, but... Oh, wow, that's interesting. I don't get it. What's your Ripley planning to transport in this thing? We're not exactly sure. Don't get me wrong. It's all been seat of the pants since those things cut our Earthside supply line, but no real specs, no dimensions, no weight projections. That's pushing it. You know as much as we do. Are you a religious man, McPhee? Never had much use for her. Why? Oh, whoops. Then nobody knows crap, do they? Come on, guys, give me a break. You're setting something up off-world, right? New colony? Space station? What? Are you a religious man, McPhee? Never had much use for it. Why? I'm learning it's important to believe in something. Anything. Even dreams. We're as crazy as Ripley, flying halfway to hell, and for what? Even if this thing exists, who says we'll be able to catch it? Here, Ripley convinced the base commander to hold them while she arranged for a ship. Storeroom's been under lock and key ever since. Seems even the idea of having them aboard gives the rank and file the jitters. They're dead. Doesn't the crew understand that? Sure, I guess. Geez, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure I do. Ripley had asked me to meet her in the space station's dry dock to complete preparations for launch. Funny we cling to our primitive cycle of day and night, the ritual of the sun, but it's always dark in space. We bend the truth to accommodate our human weakness, whereas the alien merely adapts. Newt, here, Ripley, how many did you... Enough. They brought up a couple dozen specimens. Oh, whoops. They brought up a couple dozen specimens in order to run biological and weapons tests. Gosh, before everything went to hell. They're born ugly and they stay ugly. Let's do it. Soloco. Stupid darn name for a ship. Maybe that's why it fit. Apone, Hudson, Vasquez. In the world, they were nothing. But out there, they were my friends. I would have died for them. Should have died for them. Click. You son of a... You had to push it. Mark me. See how far I'd go. Well, it's over. You win. Captain, come with me a minute, Ripley. We gotta talk. I'm not going to allow launch till you find a command-rated pilot. When this started, you told me Hicks. Hicks changed his mind. Don't quote me regulations, Captain. It's a little late for that. This isn't some technical quibble I pulled out of the recruitment manual. I'm talking common sense. Your ship's been reconfigured for gravity drive. You just don't pop behind the steering wheel and take her out for a spin. Then I'd better fly her. Oh. Then I'd better fly her. No. Now, yes? What the heck's your problem, Hicks? What do you care? Ripley needs a pilot? I'm volunteering, and I'm all you've got. Ever since I was a little girl, I found that promise a little more than lies meant to be broken. Yo, Newt, we're ready. Good. Be there in a minute. But as we prepared for liftoff, I made a promise to myself. And to a little girl I'd never met. I'll be back, Amy. I swear it. Ripley had put together a crew from the space station's stranded military contingent, intriguing them with the opportunity to fight again. Don't know what this mission's all about, but I'd do just about anything to get off this platform. You may have to. But there were still questions, always questions. Gravity drive's nominal, fuel's good, I'm showing green across the board. Better put the cat out, Ripley. We're out of here. Not yet. I want to know why, Hicks. What do you want to hear? That you were right? That there's more to this than those darn things? Is that the reason? I don't know. Maybe it's all I've got, besides your dreams. In my nightmares. We've been in space 3 days now. You've had a chance to meet one another and speculate on the nature of our mission. I appreciate your faith. Since that's all we've really got. 10 years ago, I made contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence. It spoke to me, told me of the world that first spawned the alien. The drones are only vassals guided by a superior external intelligence. Many of us have felt this alien presence, the tortured empathetic bond it shares with its children, its hunger to be whole again. The creatures were never meant to be apart. Together they create the nexus of alien life. One cannot endure without the other, but they were separated, spreading between the worlds like seeds in the wind. So Mama misses her kids. Tough Dewey. And through it all, she's been calling to them, calling them back. What the heck are we gonna do about it? She wants her babies. We can't bring them to her, so we'll bring her to Earth. In this. The shells are impervious to the alien's acid, but more importantly, they'll suggest home family, her lost brood. So they've made this interior out of like alien heads or something. Kind of like in Alien versus Predator, where the Predator gives the chick an alien husk or whatever head as a shield. That's why you dragged us out here? To play chauffeur? To bring more of those things to Earth for a family damn reunion? You must be out of here. Jeez, Arona's bombs! Before Earth was lost, a government scientist named Arona conceived a plan to detonate multiple nuclear warheads in the infested areas. Arona died before the bombs could be triggered. This Mother Queen, will draw her children to her. Oh, she's talking, sorry. This Mother Queen, will draw her children to her. She'll try to replicate the world they left behind, and when they've joined in their grand union, we'll destroy them. We'll destroy them all. Nice. Gateway platform 2 days later. Captain McQuaid, this is Donnell. Deck 3, you'd better have a look at this. What have you got, Donnell? I'm not sure, Captain. First, I blame the readings on faulty monitoring equipment. But look at this. We're not talking about some isolated event. It's global. Jeez. This is crazy. These surface temperatures are far below climatic norms. That's not all. Atmospheric composition, moisture patterns, wind fluctuations. They're mimicking the sorts of readings you'd see in the embryonic stages of a terraforming project. Crazy thing is, I've localized the energy source. Sir, it's plasma-based, and it's coming from space. What? Oh my gosh, we're going to have to figure out next episode. Thankfully, we've got them all right here, and we're going to read them now. All right, yeah, this is the I think the only comic I had owned when I was like 11 or 12. But it was so cool. The only comic of the aliens, and then I started collecting them more. With the ship's gravity drive propelling us at hundreds of times the speed of light, we were orbiting Ripley's dream within a matter of days. The closer we came, the more I felt the alien's presence. The more I knew it felt mine. Newt, we're almost ready. Are you all right? Tully? Gee, I don't know. I've been thinking about Earth. I never really considered it my home. I feel I've been adrift all these years, searching. It's the same for all of us. Me, Ripley, Hicks, the alien. It's funny we see them as intruders on Earth, taking something precious away from us. But maybe we're the intruders, Tully. Maybe their search is over and Earth was meant to be theirs all along. I don't think so. Whose idea were the suits? Ripley's. She convinced Captain McQuaid to cannibalize the platform's power loaders and modified them for military duty. Says she's had experience with this sort of thing. I guess she likes having an edge. Good. Fuel nominal, electricals up. Make sure we have hard copy off the dropship's navigational, just in case. Cripes, Brew, have you checked out the matrix on the drop site? I'm picking up rock formations that make Mount Everest look like a bad divot. Hey, if it was easy, anybody could do it. Besides, topography's the APC's problem. All we have to do is drop them. Yeah, and pick up whatever the heck they'd find down there. I'm sorry, honey. Ripley, they're ready. Yeah, fine, be there in a minute. I hope they sectored the APC's comlink. Those low-frequency jobs tend to scatter at the first sign of... Geez, Ripley, is this a picture of my daughter? What's favorite comic books? I don't read them that much, but liked He-Man and Wolverine. Cool, man. I really enjoyed Aliens, Predator. I liked Mask when I was young. What else? There were a couple G.I. Joe comics I liked Image's Death Blow. That was really cool. And Team 7 was really neat. I actually have a bunch of these comics digitally, so I'm just going to end up reading through as many of them as I possibly can as I have time. And I do have some Punisher Wolverine comics, so that'll be pretty cool. But that's neat. I never did look at He-Man, and I never really got into Marvel. I didn't like just how some of the stories worked, but I liked Predator, the movies and stuff like that. So when I found out Dark Horse was making all these comics, I could not help but get into that. Oh yeah, and then they also made series of the Thing, John Carpenter's movie from 1983, and those were cool too. Although coming back to all this, I do see like stories are a little lacking, but it's hard to write really good stories in a matter of weeks or whatever, or maybe even faster than that. I don't know how quick they have to write them before they start drawing them, or if they write them 1 month and the next month they're being drawn and the next month they're being printed. But anyway, my daughter, it was taking a couple of weeks before I reported aboard the Nostromo. She was beautiful. I spent her whole life drifting through empty space, lost in years of perfect hibernation while she grew old and died. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the psychs were concerned when I didn't show an overt emotional response to her death. Well, why should I? The old woman in their files was a stranger to me. I spent her whole life drifting through empty space, lost in years of perfect hibernation while she grew old and died. The aliens stole the time we should have had together. Sometimes I think those things have as much right to survive as any of us. Sometimes I wonder what gives us the arrogance to challenge their existence. Then I look at my little girl, and I know. Glad you could stop by, Ripley, especially since this is your party. Brewster's picked up a cluster of movement in the southern hemisphere, very erratic, might even be seismic. Proper procedure would be to drop a robot probe, but I don't see any point bothering with countdowns and triple redundant cross-checks. We're either ready or we die. Let's not keep them waiting. My entire life had been in preparation for this moment, and yet I was suddenly filled with an awful sense of dread. It was wrong. It was all wrong. It wasn't the thought of death that frightened me. It was our reason, our purpose. Surface winds are pushing 130 knots. Better button up, boys. Duty, honor, a little girl named Amy. We wanted to believe in our gallant justifications, but the truth is never so simple. If you check out my Facebook page, actually, here, I'll type it in the chat. Actually, I suppose I could just type it for everyone. Hold on a second. Let me do this again. Okay, there we go. fb.me/G5HPG. You can see that my most recent photo album is actually like 60 images of like all the comics I have right now, and they should be high def, so you should be able to zoom in and look and figure out what titles are there. And yeah, you can let me know which ones you want to look at and you want me to stream. Oh, that might have been hard to read, but whatever, it's in the chat too. And I think I'm gonna read through more of the Aliens ones. They're really fun. And at some point, as early as possible, I want to jump into some of the Warhammer comics I have. I got some Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop, and man, those are just so cool. I mean, well, they were cool when I looked at them like 12 or 13 years ago, but yeah, so. Oh, my back. Okay, here we go. Ripley's dreams, my nightmares, were they really the reasons that had brought us here? I've scoped a relatively level horizontal about 300 meters from the main cluster. Take it or leave it, Hicks. I can't maneuver for long in this darn wind. Take it. I'm going back with the grunts. She's all yours. Or were they her lures? Maybe we hadn't come to the aliens' world of our own accord. Maybe we'd been sent. Level my butt. I'd like to see Brewster's idea of rough terrain. Drop ships away, Ripley. Motion sensors put the cluster at 100 meters in closing. This is Brewster APC. We're out of here. ETA 3 minutes. I hear you. We'll be Oh man, I just love that scene in Aliens where she's in the APC driving and that music is playing. I got that MP3 actually. I used to listen to it all the time. It's so good. We lost one of the aft struts. Otherwise, damage seems minimal. Oh, what the heck did we hit? I'm not sure. Some kind of moisture. Treads lifted and we lost traction. What is that stuff? Oh my gosh, it's real. The thing from her dreams. A couple episodes ago, the white and blue images, we saw what looked like something in the center with like nodes around it, and this is what she was envisioning. But it looked distorted. I don't remember volunteering for this detail. Do you remember me volunteering for this detail? Who gives a crap? Just be careful out there. We've come too far to lose it all now. Heck, Tully, those things aren't interested in ugly old bugger like me. They like 'em young. Atmosphere's low on oxygen and high on contaminants. Breathable, but just barely. Use the onboard masks when you can. We don't want any dead heroes. Newt's monitoring the clusters relative to your position, so listen up. And stay awake. Heart rate and blood pressure reading look good, like something out of a hypersensitive's how-to manual. A hypertensive's how-to manual. They may do a lot of things, but sleeping won't be one of them. This jelly isn't related to any surface anomaly. Seems to be emanating from the formation's core. What are these things? They're too large to be alien egg sacs. Whatever the heck, it's definitely organic, and it's oozing that translucent discharge like a son of a gun. I can almost see inside. Oh gosh, I'm picking up movement from the 5 external clusters. Hicks, it's coming from those pods. Oh, is that her talking? Falk, get out of there now. There's something inside. What? Jeez, man, get your face out of there. Oh, whoops. Falk! Jeez, someone help me! Get it off me! Get it off! Kavi! Those power loaders are built out of alloyed steel and they're tearing them apart like tissue paper. The darn things must have evolved. Question is, how much? Ah! Well, I think we found them. We gotta get back to the APC. If they... Dunstan! Ah! You son of a... Die! Die, darn it! Die! Kiss this, boy! Oh. Like, finally, they're shooting. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Look at the arms of the power loader. Oh, that's crazy. I'm getting motion sensor readings from all the external pods. Must be more of the things that attacked Kavi. Heck, maybe we should have sent in that probe. Raise Brewster in the dropship. Tell him we're looking at an emergency dust-off, like now. Read you APC, but no weight can we put down at your current position. Roll back to the initial draw point, and we'll pick you up gentle as a kitten. We should fly in and start shooting them. Jeez, man. Ripley, what are you doing? You heard Hicks. We're gonna grab Falk and burn the heck out of here. I know she's there. I didn't come this far just to let her slip away. All right, I'm here. Don't make me knock, for Christ's sakes. Thanks for the shower. I'll toss you a towel once we're back in orbit. What in the heck were those things? They're faster and stronger than anything we found on Earth. And I thought they were pretty rough. Jeez. They're her chosen few. They're trying to protect her. What the? Something's open to Reactor's internal cooling system. Core temperature's rising by the second. Yeah, manual controls for crap. Looks like we've got visitors on the hull. Ripley, we're never gonna make it to the drop site. This is your show. Any ideas? Yeah, give me 5 minutes of cover to get into the thing's nest, and we'll finish it one way or another. Right. Just pull over and drop you off. Those buggers will be all over us in a second. So who said anything about stopping? As soon as I'm out, seal the hatch. You know how I feel, how much you and Newt mean to me. Hey, screw it, Ripley. Save it for when you get back. It's just you and me now, the way it's always been. I'm showing several life forms moving at high speed toward the APC. I guess that means Ripley's plan is working. Reactor halfway to critical. APC swarming with those darn things. If her plan was working any better, we would be blowing our brains out now and save those buggers the Jeez. Of course, could be worse. It could be out there with Ripley. I wonder how long they've been waiting, how long they've ached for release. Gosh, I can feel you all around me. Why don't you show yourself? Explain your worthless existence. What you did to the crew of the Nostromo, the soldiers from the Sulaco. Explain Earth. Explain Newt. Explain my daughter. Whoa, weird. Look at the tendrils or whatever hanging off its face. Maybe that's, I don't know, it gives it its telepathic range. That's right. Come down and have a look. You whore. Dropship, this is Ripley. Zero my position and prepare to effect pickup. I told Hicks and I'll tell you, there's no place to land. We can't affect anything. So don't put down, but get that ship over my coordinates now. Core temperature's going crazy. We're gonna total meltdown in a matter of minutes. Talking more than meltdown. When that core hits the liquid fuel chamber, we're looking at an explosion. Oh gosh, I'm picking up new motion readings from the outer perimeter. Holy smokes. She's calling her children. There must be thousands of them. Or maybe that was her. I show 7 minutes until meltdown. Steering's locked, which means this thing will keep it rolling until something blows up. Time to move, kid. Take all the ammunition you can carry. We'll have to make the drop site on foot. Taking a little hike, huh? I knew I should have put on that second pair of socks. Everybody stay together. Conserve your ammunition. Fire at specific targets. Son of a... You mean like this? It's over, Hicks. Oh. They're all around us. It's over, Hicks. You know that we'll never make the drop site. 5 more minutes and the APC will detonate. Then guess what? Neither will they. Oh my gosh, that's insane. There's no way they would survive the hundreds of aliens moving in that wave. Ripley, this is Brewster. I'll bring her in as low as we can and... Jeez, what the hell is that? Open the containment chamber. Just a little lower. Come on. All right, up, now. Yeah, that's right. I'm going for a little ride. Oh my gosh. Get ready to close on my order. Emergency retract. Ah! Now seal it. How's it feel, you turd? You're mine now. Hurry up. Brewster wants us on the bridge. We're getting the heck out of here. What are you talking about? What about Newt and the others? The APC's gone critical. Core detonation in less than 2 minutes. Squad's pinned down in one of the narrow valleys. Brewster says it's too tight for a pickup. Ripley, look, there's just no way we can put down. There's no dang room. There's no time. Find a way. And make it quick. Less than 100 pounds left. Less than 100 rounds left, Hicks. And I'm not looking forward to a toe-to-toe with these things. I don't think any of us are. Maybe it's time to consider our only option. I don't believe it. 30 seconds to meltdown. What the heck are you waiting for? I thought that bugger couldn't land here. I convinced him to reconsider. Detonation in 5 seconds. Brace yourselves. Say goodbye to your old world. You're with me now. Oh man, look at its little arm. Creepy. Next issue. More action than can be humanly imagined. And if anyone, again, wants to read this, here you go. Just pause it. Go check out the VOD at YouTube. It'll be there for years, I'm sure. Hopefully. So I guess Mark Verheiden was the brains behind this whole operation and decided telepathy would be a big deal and yada, yada, yada. Kind of interesting. It's cold. So cold. We've been on the run for weeks. Wait, who's talking here? I don't know. Earth we knew was gone. The aliens have taken it as their own. Power to the satellite uplinks went out when the creatures finally severed the main undergrounds. There would be no more transmissions. I used to come here when I was a kid. Charlie Cheese Pizza, aka Chuck E. Cheese. There were more sophisticated attractions down by the shore, 3-dimensional stuff, infralight gravity chambers, but I was preoccupied with the machines. For some reason, we don't feel the creatures like the others. We've been able to resist her mental lure. I didn't know why back then, but now I think I understand. They never knew pain, the fear of death. If you never live, you can never die. There's kind of immortality in that. That's enough, Paul. You used to play here? While she uses the others to breed her children, Amy's all I have left. Show me what it was like. I want her to know something good, something decent before she dies, before we all die. Pretend for me. That should be easy. We've been pretending for months, pretending there's a chance, pretending there's a reason to. Go on. Oh my gosh. Amy! Not this time, you son of a... Not yet. Paul, get her away from here. Daddy! Come on, Amy. We gotta find cover. We've been looking for you. Must be all these dudes like just starving. Oh my gosh, crazy. She's been looking for you. Amy! Jeez. Amy, where are you? No. Oh gosh, Amy! Our journey back to Earth had an eerie stillness to it. How did old-time sailors put it? The calm before the storm? Gateway Station was like a jewel, suspended over the blue curve of Earth. Stripped of context, it glittered with rare beauty. We had stolen the alien's mother queen, and we would use her to gather, then destroy her children on Earth. Ripley, we're almost set to dock. I know, Newt. Come in. Ripley spent hours on the security deck watching her. Just watching. I found my peace in the soulless emptiness of space. Ripley found hers in the pitiless confines of the alien queen's pod. I've been studying it, the way it moves, the way it thinks. It knows. She knows everything. I thought that by surrounding her with the hides of her dead, she would withdraw into the sanctity of the pod, but that's not it at all. Cripes, Newt, she knows, and she doesn't care. Gateway Station. We've lost all communication with Earth since you left. Atmospheric static makes transmissions and reception almost impossible. What? What about the satellite uplinks? The little girl? Anyone left on Earth belongs to the alien. That little girl's dead. For her sake, I pray she's dead. God, no. There's something else. We picked it up not long after you left. We've been getting bizarre temperature readings from the surviving high-altitude weather markers. The global temperatures has dropped an average of 15 to 20 degrees. That is insane. Earth would freeze everywhere. What the heck are you talking about? Near as we can tell, the methodology mimics our own terraforming technology. It's nothing Terran. We checked. Oh, whoops. We tracked the energy source into space and managed to pull a long-range chroma off one of the surviving spy satellites. It's nothing Terran. We checked. My gosh. It's the other one. It's the one that spoke to me on Ashron. We brought it here. Is that the derelict ship? Or is that a topographical map? I don't think so. I don't know. Its companion died on Ashron long before the Nostromo, long before any of it. It followed us as we searched for the alien's home. Then it returned with us to Earth. We thought it shared our hatred of the alien, but it wanted Earth, not revenge. Oh, she's talking about the jockey from Book 1 that showed up and saved them from the aliens only to follow them to Earth. We're wasting time, darn it. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters except those things. Didn't you hear me, Ripley? That creature, whatever the heck it is employing terraforming technology. There won't be any Earth left if we don't... You don't get it, do you? This isn't about Earth. This is for me. Once those creatures are dead, I'm through with it. I see. It's easier when you just don't give a crap. The military, the corporation, they brought the alien to Earth for a reason. They tried to buy me the same way. I owe the aliens some payback, but I don't owe your Earth a dang thing. We're gonna finish this now. Great. First, we gravity drive across the galaxy to play taxi cab with some alien thing, and now we're ordered back to Earth. I'll go along for the ride, but I'm telling you, if Ripley tries to pull another gun on me, there's gonna be trouble. Yeah, this time she might actually shoot. Ripley and Hicks led the others to the ship, readying themselves for their final struggle. The flame of hatred burned bright in Ripley's eyes. There's no reason for you to come, Newt. You'll be safe here. I know. I'd seen it so many times before, in Hicks, in General Spears, in myself. I watched them disappear behind the cold steel of the airlock, disappear into Ripley's obsession, all the time knowing what I would have to do. Arona's bombs were part of an old-style military arsenal located in a remote mountainside bunker that was Ripley's target. Oh, that was Ripley's target. The alien Queen Mother would gather her flock for nuclear Armageddon. Those not killed by the initial blast would be left without any function. I didn't have much time. Something had changed Ripley during our time apart. And yet, in a real way, she was the only one who would truly understand what I was about to do. Looks like the military bomb specialists were in quite a hurry to get in. Your Dr. Arona had them wire the nukes into a sequential detonation pattern just prior to evacuation. God only knows why they didn't blow the first time. God only knows. Maybe the sequence was interrupted by some natural phenomenon. These weapons were never meant to withstand exposure to the elements. There's enough firepower here to level the continent. But the bombs themselves are fragile as dust. Ripley, Hicks, down here. I think I figured out why the bombs never detonated. And it's more than corrosion. Somebody decided to put a stop to this countdown permanently. What the heck did this? Doesn't look like any kind of conventional burn. I don't like this. I don't like it one bit. One bit. You don't have to like it, Tully. Just fix it. Radio the dropship. This project's a go. They've localized the problem and rewiring a second detonator. No sign of infestation, but stand by just in case. Your signal's breaking up, Brewster. Energy field's playing hell with communications. Continue with 10-minute updates and continuous motion sweeps. You pick up movement, get the heck out of there. What the? Sir, did you authorize a lower deck launch sequence? What? Someone's broken into one of the loader bays. Geez, they're launching one of the cargo ships. Get me an open line into that vessel. This is Captain McQuaid. Identify yourself. I'm sorry, Captain, but this is the only way. Amy's not dead. I can feel it. I learned a lot watching Hicks. I triangulated a course using the coordinates from Amy's last video transmission and borrowed the ship's go codes from the Gateway security computer. The cargo ships were designed to be piloted by mainline field soldiers. Most of the onboard systems were strictly automated. Oh, automatic. She was just one little girl, lost in the ruin of man's greed and madness. We'd never even met, but I knew her. Her name was Amy. Her name was Newt. We would survive this together, or not at all. I wasn't sure where to begin, and then I heard the screams, just like before, like Acheron, like all the rest. The sound was close, reverberating beneath the broken streets. Each time I escaped the alien, it seemed to bring me back. I began to realize this was more than capricious fate or chance. The terrible screams grew louder, and I wanted to join them. Add my voice to the rising howl of pain and horror. Oh my gosh, it was designed. It was meant to be. No! Jeez, God, I didn't want to die. I could feel my skin blister from the heat of the blaster fire. There were hundreds of them, thousands. Amy, Amy, all adjuncts of the Queen, desperate to protect her unborn children. Go to hell, you bugger! As long as I was alive, I was a threat to their survival. Somehow, intuitively, the alien intelligence knew that. Yeah, come on! I wanted Amy. They wanted me. Oh, oops! That wasn't a fist. It's you. Your transmissions. Amy, is she? My gosh, you were watching. You saw. Follow me. We may still make it out of here alive. I have Amy with the others, part of their breeding stock. I've been here for days trying to find a way in. Oh, it's bedtime. Do you have any idea what that's been like? Hearing her cry out, knowing there was nothing I could do? Yes, I do. It's why I'm here. I have to find her. Something's happening. I can sense it. The creatures are moving with a new sense of direction. They've left their underground, the city. Oh, that's him talking. I have to find her. Something's happened. I can sense it. The creatures are moving with a new sense of direction. They've left the underground, the city. Those few you killed were almost all that were left. They've taken Amy with them, taking her to a new place. There. Oh my gosh. Ripley. That's it. 3 hours and counting. Can we please leave? This place gives me the creeps. Really? I think it's perfect. The alien knows death better than any of us. This place is filled with it. Maybe that frightens you. But it welcomes the alien bucker like an old friend. Okay, so they dropped off the alien that they were carrying in the pod. Brewster, I'm picking up another ship on the inboard radar. Automatic scan says it's cargo class. Registered to Gateway. That's impossible. Double check the system. Then get Ripley up here pronto. We're getting close. Gosh, those things are everywhere. What's wrong? It's one thing to preset coordinates, but I've never flown one of these at close range. I'm scared. Shoot, we're losing power. I don't know how to stop it. We're going in. What do you mean? Another ship. Gateway hasn't clocked any ground-based Earth traffic for weeks. It's from Gateway, and it's about to crash. Oh, right, great. Right into the friggin' nuke bay. Yeah, I have to get away from the ship. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You should be. What the heck did you do? What the heck did you think you were doing by coming here? You knew what you were risking by landing. The mountain's alive with those alien things, and the bombs have been armed. Amy's father, is he? Your passenger's unconscious, but he'll survive. Is that what this was about? Darn it, Newt, the little girl's dead. No, they've taken her with them. Maybe you can leave without her, but I can't. She had risked everything to pull me from the wreckage of the cargo ship, but I still couldn't forgive Ripley for leaving me alone after Acheron. T-minus 1 hour and counting, surrounded by these dang things. I think someone's trying to tell us something. And even worse, she hadn't forgiven herself. You might be right. Newt's injured friend's cinched up and ready to fly. We'll chit-chat later. Right now, let's get airborne. Not yet. Tell Brewster to fire up the APC. Newt and I are going back in. Are you out of your mind? The mountain's crawling with those things. We got less than an hour until detonation. I'm not leaving her, Hicks. I'm not leaving her. Hicks. What? Is that a comma? Not this time, and never again. Stay with the dropship. Give us as much time as you can, but when the crap comes down, I want you to leave and let it go. Darn it, Ripley. This is suicide. Are you doing this for that little girl or for yourself? Doesn't matter. Take care of yourself, Hicks. Now get the heck out of here. Ripley had spent years trying to forget all she had left behind. More than family and career, she'd lost her self-respect, her dignity. Chunk. I knew what Hicks was thinking, but he was wrong. This wasn't suicide. Ripley and I didn't want to die. We were trying to find a way to live. Maybe the little girl could show us. Hold on, Newt. We're going in. Son of a... We're starting to lose system control. Darn acid must be eating through the hydraulics. What's that mean? Means I'm losing her. I'm losing... For a moment, there was only darkness. And then there was light. Ripley blew the explosive bolts on the side hatch and climbed out to face her demons. Find her, Newt. Just find her. I follow close behind, ready to face my own. Amy! Amy! Talk to me, Amy! God, please! Amy! Help me! Oh, God. Hang on, honey. Just hang on. I knew you were all right. I knew it. Hold me, please. Don't let them take me again. Please. No. Hey. It's me you want. Newt, move over here with me. That's why you had your babies keep the little girl alive. You knew we'd come for her. Get her back to the APC and wait for me. I've got something to finish. 15 minutes and this whole mountain's going to be so much dust. But that's not the point, is it? This is what's important. You and me. I thought I'd let the bombs finish you, but it's better this way. Come on, take a good look. Last thing you'll ever see. Darn it. Ripley, where the heck are you? 12 minutes and counting. We're eating up our safety margin, but quick. Last time I tried to play it safe, I ended up with a pistol against my head. But this time there's no room for dispute. If we're not out of here in 5 minutes, kiss your butt goodbye. 12 minutes of detonation. We've got to get outside. Cripes, Ripley, the APC's totaled. I don't think they're gonna let us walk out. Who said anything about walking? Get inside the APC now. What the heck are we doing, Ripley? It will take those things a couple of minutes to squeeze inside it. That should be enough time. They designed this escape pod for quick exits in case of internal core damage. It's supposed to blow up and out. But we're going to change the specifications. Hold tight. Right, that's it. We're out of here. I'm sorry, man, but wait a minute. What the heck is that? My gosh, it looks like some sort of projectile or escape pod. Take her down now. I remember the rest of it in isolated fragments. Hicks said the pod's internal chute slowed us down, softening our impact. All I knew, all I cared, was that Amy was safe. The next thing I remember is lying on the dropship's sick bay, Ripley standing over me. She wanted to hold me, tell me everything would be all right, but she was afraid, only half conscious. I was a little girl again, and I trusted her. Are we going to sleep all the way home? God, yes, all the way home. And I'll never leave you. I drifted to sleep in Ripley's arms, knowing she'd still be there when I awoke. Knowing it was finally over. Is it though? No. It was while recovering on Gateway that I decided to write this diary, my record of what had happened. I hope it will serve both as a remembrance and a warning. Ripley, Hicks, Tully, Falk, they were alive. They had faced the alien and survived. No, it was more than that. They had conquered. I would never tell them the truth, what it told me viscerally as we landed on the alien queen's world. What, in some strange way, I must have known all along. We'd been used. Oh, okay, so here's another jockey ship, I guess. It had destroyed the detonator connecting Arona's bombs. It had called Ripley back to Earth. It had sent us in search of the Mother Queen. It used us to eradicate the alien scourge so it could terraform, then take Earth for itself. For an instant, I felt a wave of anger. Everything we'd been through, was it all a sham, a dance for the others' pleasure? Then I remembered something Ripley had said. This wasn't about Earth anymore. It was for us. We'd come to terms with our fear and our pain. There would be other worlds for us, new lives, free of the alien. Human greed and rage had brought the alien to Earth. We had failed. It was time to move on. Perhaps Earth's new inhabitants would learn from our mistakes. Perhaps not. The end. Wow. What did you guys think of that? That was quite the story. Interesting. It sounds like maybe... What are we doing here? Intermission while I load another game. There we go. It sounds to me like maybe it wasn't the queen the whole time using telepathy. Maybe it was actually the jockey that was using telepathy to orchestrate all these events, make people think that they were following the alien to get everything going the way it wanted. I don't know. I'm confused, honestly. Yeah. It was interesting. I can't say I really appreciated the art. Definitely different than what you'd see in your typical Marvel comic of the day, I think, thinking back to comics of then, but I don't know, weird color choices, and the whole thing where the Marines looked like they were actually like truckers, you know, no uniforms, no real semblance of discipline in their appearance. But maybe that's because, you know, it's been months and months since there's been actually any like military structural command. And now they're just doing what they want. I don't know.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Interesting. Glad I got through it. I wonder what comic is next from the Alien series. I'm not sure. Let's just take a look real quick here. Whoops. F3 library. Let's see if you got. Let's show you guys what I'm looking at here. Boop. Library. Close search. Yeah, so as you guys can see, there's quite a selection. Aliens, we've got a bunch of different stuff here. Earth War, that was interesting. Genocide, oh my gosh, that's like such an awesome series. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look through, guys, and I'll look through and I'll see what's going on, what the next one is, and yeah, I'll be on again probably tomorrow night. God bless you all. Have a great night, and that's it.